during competition. As well, if you have a cell phone, please go to the silent mode. In addition, our field of play is the tiled area. We ask that you stay out of the field of play and do not enter the field of play for any reason at any time. That belongs to our competitors and our manufacturer ball reps only.
What's up, Hank?
Okay, bowlers, arrows are up. 10 pins are on the deck. You may begin your competition. Bowling fans, how about a great send-off for Ace Squad's final 5 games qualified. Thank you and good luck.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Bowl TV on Extra Frame for the 2016 United States Bowling Congress Queens. We're coming to you live from the Orleans Bowling Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Emil Williams Jr. and Jason Thomas. This is the third and final round of qualifying for A Squad. This will actually be our final squad of qualifying altogether. So B Squad just got off the lanes. So now it's A Squad's turn for their final 5. And then it's time to figure out who's making it to the double elimination match play bracket. So a lot of folks will be looking at that cut number in the next few games. We'll get you a recap of everything that happened in B Squad in just a bit. So also a rundown of our players here on A Squad in Game 1 and how they're looking to make their way into match play. So thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate it. And we'll be here on Extra Frame all the way through until the stepladder finals on Thursday, May 26th. Those will be broadcast live on CBS Sports Network, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. local time here in Vegas. If you happen to be in the area, feel free to stop on by the Orleans. Tickets free of charge. All right, joining us on 25 and 26, we have Team USA and Junior Team USA member Stephanie Schwartz. Starting off with an early double. Olivia DeRico, Leah Glazer, and Michelle Sterner. Jennifer Sparks, Lee Johnson, Michelle Taylor. Over on 27 and 28. We have one other player. Let me bring up the lane schedule to make sure I'm getting the right person. Madeline McDuff from Katy, Texas. The fourth and final competitor on 27 and 28. Stephanie Schwartz had a big day yesterday to get back up to plus 65, so she can put up another performance like she did yesterday. Certainly an opportunity to make it into that top 64 range. With B squad in the books, the cut currently plus 161. We'll probably expect it to go up a little bit. We'll have to wait and see how much. Once again, this is the first opportunity for A squad bowlers to get to bowl on the leftovers. We saw some big scores 2 days ago from the B squad, including Erin McCarthy, who fired to the tune of a 251 plus average for her entire event. For those 5 games, I should say. Lee Johnson of Malaysia over on 27-28. Well within the number at the moment, plus 262. Heading into Monday's block. So feeling pretty comfortable on the fresh. Averaging more than 226. Jennifer Sparks at plus 51 in 109th, so big day from her. Can possibly get her into the number. Madeline McDuff at minus 16, so she would need a very big day to get there, and those are probably the 3 closest to the number at the moment. The number up on top of the standings, Birgit Poppler from Germany recorded the second highest 15-game total in Queens history, 36.01, the only score higher, courtesy of USBC Hall of Famer Carolyn Dorn Ballard, the 2010 event. And CDB rolled a 36-36, so 35 pins away from the record, but I'm guessing Birgit will be okay with that. Shot 12.04 today, games of 210, 238, 255, 256, and 245. Get her overall total to plus 601. Sitting in second, Daria Pajuk from Poland, plus 450. Kelly Kulik, who's part of A squad, still sitting in third after B squad is in the books, so she might be the biggest threat to Poppler's number, plus 388. Shayna Ung, plus 384. Joey Yao, plus 366. Liz Johnson making a big move today, 1180 to get to plus 364. Diana Zavilova, plus 357. Brittany Smith, Collegiate Player of the Year, plus 353. Jazriel Tan from Singapore, plus 351. And Christina Wendell rounds out the top 5 at plus 326. All those players except Kulik already done with their 15 games. The next highest on A squad, Sydney Brummett in 12th at plus 314. So this definitely the round for some of these players to go ahead and make their move. A squad 2 days on the fresh, so they had the chance to see what B squad was able to do, some of the numbers they put up and how much they struck. So certainly excited for the opportunity, I can imagine. Stephanie, 4 out of 5 to start. See if Olivia can make it 4 in a row next. Scores were getting pretty nice at the end of B squad's qualifying block in games 4 and 5. The scoring pace seemed to definitely pick up a little bit, and many of these players already in the building. Kind of seeing where folks are finishing up. Once again, if you could save a few minutes, obviously players get 15 minutes of practice. But seeing what type of bowling balls are working out there kind of may give you the opportunity to narrow down your selection sooner. Must say we are seeing quite a few strikes up here in the early going. So that trend continuing from yesterday, or from earlier today, I should say. Christina Mickelson, the past intercollegiate singles championships winner, one pair to our left, 6 in a row to start. Camilla Dahmers bowled collegiately for Weber, looking to make it 7 in a row to start. A few pairs further left. Schwartz makes it 6 out of 7. Sarah Germano, 6 in a row to our right. Plenty of excitement here in the early going. We saw one 300 on the burn on Saturday from B Squad. That was Rocio Restrepo representing Columbia. We had one yesterday on the fresh collegiate standout from Pikeville, Caitlin Simpson. Mickelson makes it 7 in a row. Just saw that shot on 24. Michelle Sterner, a past women's championships titleist. She's looking to add a 3rd title now. Part of the team that moved into the lead in the Diamond Division just a few days ago. Had a few close calls, but nobody was able to get to the numbers, so Sterner and crew looking to take home a title for Logo Infusion, their team name. Schwartz is continuing where she left off yesterday. Very rough opening 4 games to her 2016 event. Fired 258 the final game to get to 926, so she was minus 74. The games at 206, 233, 232, 235, and 233 yesterday. To get to 1139 for that plus 65 total. Looking to get ahead of that number right here. Chance to still add 79 on top of that. That would put her into the hunt. Schwartz has really had a fantastic 2016. Started right here in Las Vegas at the USBC Team USA trials. She not only earned a spot on Junior Team USA, but as one of the top amateur qualifiers, earned a spot in the stepladders of the U.S. Amateur, making its return in 2016. Stephanie ended up winning. The U.S. Amateur. So she collected that title and also earned a spot on Team USA for that win. Bowling collegiately for Stephen F. Austin. She then helped the Lady Jacks capture their first NCAA title. That was about a month and change ago. She also made the TV show at the 2016 Intercollegiate Singles Championships in Wichita. That aired just a few weeks ago. It's about the only thing she hasn't won so far this year, so she ended up falling in her opening match. But has certainly has a bright future ahead. There we go. Only a sophomore at SFA. It's NCAA Player of the Year. Sarah Germano, New York, over on 31 and 32. 9 strikes in a row. Right here on 23 and 24, Christina Mickelson, 9 in a row. As we suspected, the scoring pace through the roof. Jason Thomas patiently waiting to see who bowls first. We'll see about getting the cameras turned just a hair for Mickelson here. She steps up for her 10th frame. Schwartz is going to be in the 240s. Lee Johnson over on 27-28, off to a big start, getting to the 250s. .248 out of the blocks for Stephanie Schwartz. It appears Germano's run at perfection has ended, so we will move the cameras over. Christina Mickelson up on lane 23. And her run ends with a 6:10. So can still get to 278. Nice start for her. We'll head back to our feature pairs. All the way over, one pair over. All right. Stephanie Schwartz leads the way on 25 and 26. 248. 233 for Lee Johnson from Malaysia. So she's looking in real good shape here to advance. Michelle Taylor looking to make it a double. Can't get the 10 out. So I'll have one more shot to conclude game number 1 here in the final block of qualifying for A squad. So big thanks again to everyone for joining us. Game number 2 coming up next here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame for the final round of qualifying at the 2016 USBC Queens. Stick around, we'll be right back.
weigh less than this, you guys. Probably about 130 pounds. Sometimes I think maybe for me, I'm not talking about this, but I'm talking about that, because I went down to 15 pounds waiting for it. And I just got 16 pound ball. 16 pound ball. That's really lean.
right, folks. Second game action. Rolling on here at the 2016 USBC Queens. Second game in our featured pairs. Featuring Dawn Christ, Zwani Sahar, Michelle Maley, and Joanna Fuentes. On 25 and 26. '27 and 28 features Jody Wessner, Katie Mayer, Nora Norkamal, and Missy Parkin. 2011 Queens champion.
And the 2011 Queens took place where?
In Syracuse, New York.
All right, there we go. We got good information now. This is game 2 of 5 for A squad qualifying. Going to go pretty quick as all the rounds have so far. It's a pretty quick pace. Only 4 on a pair. We have Sydney Brummett and Carolyn Dorn Ballard, one pair to our left. Brummett is the second highest bowler on A squad through 10 games, but some struggles in the early going. 178 in game 1. Started off with a double here in game 2. She'll be stepping up on 24 in a moment. So you get to see her third frame, or at least get to see the ball travel down the lanes and hit the pins. Missy Parkin makes it 3 in a row. She started the day in a tie for 81st at plus 112. Went 223 the first game, so moving in the right direction. So definitely in range of the top 64. Jody Wessner was in the number, starting the block, 38th at plus 205. She shot 213 there, and enjoyed striking in the third so much, made it a double in the fourth. Got to see Katie Mayer last month. As a member of the St. Ambrose bowling program at the Intercollegiate Singles Championships. Katie made the singles portion. As did the team. And I must say, her first name letter choice was a interesting one for the program book, but I think we ended up getting it right. So it's listed as Catherine up there on the scoring monitor with the C. Katie with a K on the back. And a strike in the books in the fourth.
Made a little noise block should be in round 2. So at 11:08. 198, 237, 222, 244, and 207. So we get to 142.
Just making the rest of the Fighting Bees proud with her performance here.
Just fighting to make the cut. Around the number. Again, gave 12 back to the field, though, in game 1. Bagger for Jody Wessner. Missy Parkin with the front 4.
Parkin 5 for 5. And we do have scores in after 1 for A squad. Kelly Kulik still leading the way for bowlers on the lanes at the moment. Only 192 though, so she drops a few pins, plus 380. Jenny Wegner from Sweden. 233 to get to plus 331. She's 10th overall. Lee Jane Sin, who we saw last game from Malaysia, also fired 233. She's at plus 295 in 17th. Sydney Brummett, we mentioned, just 178 in the opener. Got off to a strong start here in game 2, 3 out of 4. She's at plus 292, 18th overall. And Leanne Holzenberg, excuse me. 226 to get to plus 286, sitting in 20th overall. Here's Parkin in frame 6. We saw her yesterday here on Extra Frame, and probably not the game she was looking for, and decided that wasn't going to happen again. Hitting the halfway point unscathed.
Jody trying to get back on track, and she does with a 7th frame strike. It'll be 6-7-10 in the 6th frame. She'll make a minor adjustment potentially on lane 27 in the 8th frame. Kulik trying to laugh it off down there. Left her 2nd stone 8 pin on 21 and 22 of that game. She's left 1 on each lane.
8 pin, lanes 21 and 22. No, we were on 17 and 18 for that. Never mind. Okay, I was having flashbacks to senior queens.
Yeah, we've seen a few of those.
Does seem to sneak up a little bit more often than you would think here at the Orleans, but those hits tend to even themselves out over the course of a 15-game block. But I'm sure you would remember one more than the other if it was late in the day and you were right around that cash or cut number. And all right, here's Missy repping the red, white, and blue. Been a member of Team USA for a few years now. Looking to make it 7 in a row. Gets it. Little fist pump there. She knows a few big games early would put her in great shape.
Saw Missy on our featured pair, specifically on 25 and 26, I believe, at the start of yesterday's round 2. The A squad was on the fresh. She is already taking advantage right now, at least, of the Burn squad here. The first chance and only chance for the A squad to experience this particular burn. No re-oil, if you're unfamiliar with that term. The fresh was laid down, of course, this morning. 40-foot pattern. 5 games bowled on by the B squad. Now the A squad has their turn. Now what's going on, and the trip 4 for 8 in a row.
Right-hander's best friend.
From Laguna Hills, California. SoCal. Missy, if I'm not mistaken, has a jersey. I believe I saw it at one of the earlier PWBA events. Dedicated to California. The license plate on it as well. For palm trees.
I heard they know how to party there.
She did it right, I'll tell you that. Because it was very inviting. It instantly makes you want to go to California.
Do you realize how close we're to California right now?
We are very close. We'll probably want to start with just seeing the outside
Of the bowling
Orleans.
center. Small steps.
Jason Thomas to my right, watching intently.
It's the best way to watch, to be fair. So. All right, foundation frame time on 27 and 28. Parkin patiently waiting for her opportunity. Watches Katie Mayer throw a bomb. 3 in a row. She's thinking 240s this game. And 9 in a row.
Just like that.
Just like that.
This one's just set up for JT. He might not even have to leave his seat.
It's true. Zoom's probably pretty good on that. Just
Shot there from Michelle. Nice game, Bruin. Just one open. In the 7th frame. She's got 235 out there. 33 from Denver, Colorado. Game 1, 221. She'd love to have 235. Perhaps she can gain some pins and get some things going here. Potentially make a cut. The match play field.
All right. It's that time. 10th frame. Lucy Parkin, left or right lane. Looking to make it 10. And a little bit high there, leaves the 3-6, but with the spare, she's looking at right around plus 100 for 2. So if you were on B squad and you were kind of sweating this number, it's I could see some concern just here in the early going.
We saw some good scores this morning on the fresh.
That we did.
We know that the Burn squad, just overall terms, tends to produce some high scores.
Well, and with the higher scores, especially at the end of the block, you have to imagine that whatever the squad before this was doing was pretty favorable to what the lanes want to see and what the bowling balls want to see. So they set them up nice to give them a chance to put up some numbers here. It's looking like. One person not striking too much, who we've seen strike all week, Kelly Kulik. 2 pairs to our left. Can get to just 195 this game after 192, so once again, plenty of room for her. She was sitting in second to start today and will definitely make the top 64 when it's all said and done. So and you have to think for her, someone well within the number, you're probably not going to see the lanes transition to the severity that they're getting now. Maybe a little bit, but you're staying on the same pair in that point too, so.
Sydney Brummett will be just off camera, but saw her 9th frame shot and she was actually into 4th arrow.
Sydney definitely not afraid to open up the lane. Cassandra Luthel looked even maybe a little bit further left than Sydney there.
This would be fun to watch, just to see the versatility from the women. It's already on display. And I think also, not trying to stir the pot, but perhaps dispel some myths that women bowlers cannot play that far left.
Sahar working on 5 in a row.
This would be a good example right here.
That's pretty darn good, Emil Williams Jr. She gets it a little bit at the bottom there. That was.
I tell you, I'm taking notes.
You do have your notepad right there, so I can't confirm the notes taken, but certainly believable at this point.
I have been writing on said notepad. Coming up next, some good bowling through 2 in our opening, or our feature pairs, excuse me. Coming up next, we should have Cassandra Molbeck, Kristen Kwa, who ended her day yesterday with a nice 290 on 27 and 28. That was yesterday. She'll, in our feature pairs here, 25 and 26, along with Emily Peterson and Aurora Plazas. On 27 and 28, Tania Falbo, Cheryl Robinson, Karen Russell, and Cindy Mattingly should be the 4 on 27 and 28. As they make their way to the featured pairs, of course. Get a good look at pairs to our left. our competitors are on our featured pairs now. Shot there from Molbeck. So take the strike. Some good carry to start. It's always a good sign. Let's look at Emily Peterson. Emily from West Fargo, North Dakota.
Emily was actually one of the early all events leaders at the Women's Championships. Bowled a few weeks ago. It was sounded like a pretty fun trip for her. Went out to the Women's Championships, followed by the PWBA Las Vegas Open. Went home for a little bit, then made her way back to Las Vegas for the Queens. So, unfortunately, she's seen her score at the Women's get surpassed, but can't ask for much more than leading with the lead, or leaving with the lead. There we go.
You can't win if you're not in the lead.
It's rule number one.
So really, no matter the outcome, you leave knowing you put yourself in a position to win, and that's all you can do. That's the goal of these ladies today as well. Cannot win the tournament today. For 63 bowlers, whoever those 63 are, they can't lose the tournament after today either, because they'll be in the field of 63. Total 64, that includes the defending champion Liz Johnson. Same rules apply there. If you're not in the field, you can't potentially win. You got to make the cut. That's kind of the first goal, obviously. After Thursday, of course, Thursday a big day with the Live Queens television show. And the 3 taped PWBA shows also on that day. A look ahead to essentially the next swing of the PWBA tour. The Queens essentially wraps up the West Coast swing. The season opened up in North Las Vegas, just down the way at Texas Station, and over to Rohnert Park in beautiful Northern California in Sonoma County. And the nationwide PWBA Sonoma County Open. Then the PWBA Storm Sacramento Open in Sacramento, California. And of course, we finish off the swing with USBC Queens. Coming up will be the Midwest portion of the tour, beginning with the PWBA Wichita Open at North Rock Lanes, June 2nd through the 5th. That's followed by the Pepsi PWBA Lincoln Open, June 9th through the 12th. And the Greater Detroit Open from the 16th through the 19th, also in June. The second major of the season, the Go Bowling PWBA Players Championship, June 23rd through the 26th. So essentially the month of May on the West Coast, the month of June in the Midwest. Then check out pwba.com for the full tournament schedule. How many 8-pins are we going to see? Ooh.
That's going to lower Kristen's live stream average for the week as well. So that drops her down to 285.6.
Strike percentage is going down.
Assuming she just strikes out, because that's all we've seen so far. So. Oh, Clara Guerrero. Throwing sticks. Over on 24.
Being one of them so far. Kristen dealing with Carey. Saw the 8-pin on the right lane, now at wrap 10. Kristen, the National Rookie of the Year. Part of the Vanderbilt women's bowling squad. Just completed her freshman year. Vanderbilt and Nashville. Music City, USA. Part of the Singapore national team. Guess what her GPA was her first semester at Vanderbilt. This is Vanderbilt we're talking about.
Guessing it starts with a 4.
Incorrect. A 4.0.
How about that?
After the first
Excellent
semester.
job. The true student athlete right there.
Yes, indeed. I'm sure any Vanderbilt alum that a couple bowl this event would tell you that Vandy's certainly no slouch from the academic standpoint.
Perhaps Kristen can go talk to our boy Jay Cutler about doing this the same way.
Only the 2 Bears fans in the house would probably care about Jay. The Vandy alum, of course. People probably just turned us off after his name was mentioned.
Who's that?
People, our viewership.
Oh,
probably just
that
took a
certainly
hit.
could have happened.
They just said, really? Did they just say that? So the College Bowling alum off to the right there. First split of this game for Tania Albo. It's 24, 3 single pin makes and an 8 spare. Shot by Plazas. Another current Wichita State shot. You'll get a chance to see Laura, our fellow teammates. Where, Aaron?
That's factual. So Laura, part of the Wichita State crew that's going to be taking on Weber International in the finals of the Intercollegiate Team Championships. You can watch that show unfold on CBS Sports Network tomorrow. That's right, tomorrow night. So if you have to turn us off on Extra Frame, you can do so. If you got what the kids like to call DVR, you could possibly do both. Or you could check out the archives in Extra Frame. But 10 p.m. Eastern, that show taking place. Will be a fun one to watch.
First open of the game for Kristen. This is a 7-pin there. She had the single pins on lockdown prior to that. So shake that one off. Seen some pocket hits. All of our competitors here in this featured pair, but several 9 spares to show for it as well.
Yeah, scoring pace slowed down a little bit here in Game 3, at least around us. Scores are now up through 2. Kelly Kulik still leading the way for competitors on the lanes now, plus 375. She's 4th overall. Jenny Wegner from Sweden up to 354 over. She's in 8th. Sydney Brummett had a nice game last game, 246 plus 338. She's in 11th overall. Laura Plazas on our featured pair. Plus 316 in 14th. Lee Jane Sin from Malaysia, plus 307 in 15th. Leanne Hulsenberg, plus 266 in 24th. Shannon Pluhowski, plus 257 in 27th. For Shannon, I've mentioned this once or twice, we caught her in Game 4 of the opening round. She had 535 for 3, so minus 65, games of 174, 168, and 193. Her lowest game since then has been 213, on her way to that plus 257, so well on the cut. Holly Ann Johansson, another member of the Wichita State crew, in 28th at plus 253. Kristen Kwa, plus 252 in 29th. And we'll finish up with Jen Higgins, plus 238 in 31st. It's all about timing, Mr. Williams, and I just mentioned Holly Ann Johansson doing pretty well here, member of the Wichita State Collegiate Program, and I haven't been very active on the media of social, or at least my own page, and I actually have someone sent me a tweet about Holly Ann Johansson. Her great uncle is USBC Hall of Famer Mark Jensen, so the more you know.
Yes, indeed.
That was it was said a few hours ago, but I just checked it now, and just after doing that, so it's all about timing.
Yes, indeed. Dynamite bowling family.
Sandra trips the 4. Still looking for that first double. She'll have the opportunity in the 8th frame. Definitely not seeing the strings of strikes we saw in the first 2 games here. The second block of the day. So might be getting a little tricky out there.
Essentially, this is game 8 of a 10-game block. Think about it from that standpoint. Think about what the lanes have seen, what they are continuously doing from a transition standpoint.
So both Laura and Kristen come in light, so trying to make the right adjustments to get there. Both pretty close here, just another adjustment away. Mary Wells got off to a nice start. Way over on 5 and 6, 6 in a row to start before a few spares. .269, big game from Dasha Kovalova. She's crossing this week with Holly-Ann Johansson. She had .225. So 686 after 3 for Dasha, 659 for Holly-Ann. .277 from Stephanie Schwartz. She has she's gone 752 her first 3. So Stephanie outside the number, just rolling here these past 2 days. I mean, that's the way scores were looking after one. If you were in the minus, I mean, 10 games, still a long way to go, but you knew that plus number and that cut number was just going to keep rising along the way, so you had to not only get back the pins you lost, but continue to add on, and Stephanie looking to make that long haul in the last 10.
can be done. Certainly. She's certainly a player that can do it. She can make it. Certainly think she'd have great momentum into the match play portion, but of course, first things first. That was a good shot there from Fabo. Big double. Into the 8th and 9th, or excuse me, for the 8th and 9th, into the 10th frame here coming up. So we made a ball change as well.
Tania really liked that shot. Would have given her a chance to get to 209 still. We can cover it up and get to 188. Very nice shot there from Plazas, making the right adjustment after a split in the 8th. She's looking pretty good to make the top 63. Well, after Liz Johnson's performance, I guess it's actually 64th in the standings, since Liz well within the number.
As expected. But, of course, the benefit of being the champion is a guaranteed spot.
Clara Guerrero, one pair to our left. Still getting into the 230s. Victoria Johansson. Getting to the 230s over to our right. One pair over, 29 and 30. Katie Ansop, 244. She's off to a nice start. Also on 29 and 30. So it seems scoring pace slowed down a little bit, but still some nice games around us here. Karen Russell's going to be at 212. Cindy Mattingly can still get to 213. She can put together 3 in a row. All right, final few shots here. Game number 3 for the final block of qualifying for A squad. Not the game Kristen Qua was hoping for, 171. Once again, she was in pretty good shape heading into today, so still 2 games to hold on. Plaza's also well within the number. That was not the look she was hoping for with that one. This is the head pin left. Can convert and strike to get to 177.
This pair in particular is starting to really look a little tricky. You mentioned it a little bit earlier, but anxious to see how the next players will attack it.
Yeah, there was just definitely a different look and feel than what we saw the first 2, and even going back to the last few games of the block earlier today. Plaza's got left a 5th arrow there at the arrow, so the moves left continue for the right-handers. Players making the move now, getting ready for Game 4. This is the 2016 USBC Queens taking place at the Orleans Bowling Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Emil Williams Jr. and Jason Thomas. We'll be here throughout the double elimination match play bracket till we know our 5 finalists for the stepladders. Those will be aired live, or not those, it's only one stepladder. But that'll be aired live on CBS Sports Network this upcoming Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. local time here in Las Vegas. So if you happen to be in the area, definitely worth swinging by the Orleans and checking out some bowling. There'll be 3 other shows taped that day: the PWBA Las Vegas Open, Nationwide PWBA Sonoma County Open, and PWBA Storm Sacramento Open. All the finals will be taped on the 26th, starting as early as 10 a.m. So, you know, it's Vegas. It's a gambling kind of town. Not everyone's working the typical Monday to Friday. So if you're Saturday and Sunday happen to land on Thursday, spend the whole day here. Check out a few TV shows, maybe sneak into a few TV shots. Watch some of the best bowlers in the world compete for titles on the 2016 PWBA Tour season.
Game 4 underway. On 25 and 26. Kayla Ovesny. Shantika St. Julian. Ida Anderson and Samantha Shader. On 27 and 28, Gabriella Mayfield, Megan Kelly, Samantha Kelly.
As far as I know, no relation.
I believe no relation as well. And Trista Kimmis.
Samantha Kelly, the biggest block through 3 games so far out of our featured 8. She's at plus 34 for the day. Leaves the baby split to kick things off. Few pairs to our left. Jen Higgins, plus 68 for the day. Samantha Kelly gets the late hit on the 7. Thought about standing up for a second, but then I thought better. Ida Anderson, plus 17 for the day. But some early struggles to start game number 4. Trip 2 for Mayfield, turning it into a double. Take them when you can get them. She's plus 25 for the day. Once again, the score on top. Birgit Popler from Germany rolled the second highest 15-game qualifying block in Queens history. These past 3 days in Las Vegas, 36.01. That's plus 601 for those of you who enjoy the plus-minus system. I know I do. So that's better than a 240 clip for 15 games. That just is wacky. That's just some impressive bowling. Switching pairs. You know, you don't get practice when you go to these new pairs. It's just get up and go, and you never know what you're going to find yourself running into with how the other players broke down the lanes, and still averaged 240 in this kind of environment. Just something you don't see very often at all. And to be able to keep up that pace, to continue to strike that much, find it, she's going to be a force to be reckoned with this week.
Don't want to give too much away, of course, regarding our recap. But she is well aware that qualifying is qualifying and match play is match play. So certainly enjoyable, but understands that it's essentially a new day, new tournament once match play begins.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough aspect of it. You bowled that well, and you know, we saw it last year. Green Bay, top seed, Bertie Crawley ended up losing her first 2 matches after she was the second highest up until about 2 hours ago. But yeah, that's a great part of it too. It's you know, anything can happen in those 3-game matches. We saw it at the Senior Queens in the final elimination round. More wackiness, if you will, with 3 players looking pretty locked, and 1 player just not bowling terrible, just everyone else was bowling better, and found herself down 60-plus pins. She ended up leading the group, shooting 279 in the last game. And the lady who was ahead of everyone at the time ended up finishing out of the step ladder. So all that took place over 3 games. So whether or not it's the pattern coming to you, I know in 2014, Maria Jose Rodriguez was, she made some great comebacks and pretty much said it was not really good on the fresh. When it breaks down, I'm going to strike a lot. Well, maybe she didn't say that. We just assumed it because that's what she did. She struck a lot. But kind of waited for the pattern to come to her, and then she knew she was going to have an opportunity when it got into late in Game 2, Game 3, to really get those pins back if she was down, or to finish off an opponent as she went undefeated to eventually win the title. So it's all about taking opportunities when you can get them. When it starts, all of a sudden, you got to go. Brand new ball game, brand new tournament, if you will. And brand new standings after 13. 3 for the day. Jenny Wegner from Sweden has moved into a tie for 3rd overall, leading all A squad bowlers with plus 384. She's tied with Shayna Ung of Singapore in the overall standings for 3rd place. So that means we already know our leader. If you're at plus 384 is a high on the group, can't get to 601. So Birgit, your qualifying leader here at the 2016 USBC Queens. Kelly Kulik not having fun today on the burn, which is a little surprising. She's bowled so well on the fresh. Kind of figured she would just continue to do the same. 192, 195, 180. So perhaps out on a fact-finding mission today to see what's working, what doesn't. When you're in a match that's on the burn after some practice, you never know. Might be something she can use later in the event as she attempts to make her way through match play. But plus 355, she's 8th overall. Lee Jane Sin from Malaysia, next highest competitor on the squad at plus 300 even. She's in 15th. Sydney Brummett has had an up and down day, 178, 246, 155. She's at plus 293 overall. It's good for 18th. Laura Plaza's also at plus 293. So they're tied. We just saw Laura last game. Leanne Holstenberg, the Hall of Famer, 21st at plus 289. Holly Ann Johansson, plus 278 in 24th. Her teammate at Wichita State, Dasha Kovalova, plus 275. Dasha having a nice day so far, plus 86 through 3. Let's take a look at the cut number, scrolling down a few spots. As we mentioned, Liz Johnson had a nice day. She's currently in 6th at plus 364, so if you're looking at the standings, that 64 number will be good. Sezwani Sahar from Malaysia, currently holding on. She's in the squad, so has the opportunity to improve on her plus 182. Christina Mickelson, who we saw had the front 9 in the opener. We moved the cameras a little bit to catch her 10th frame. Plus 183, 1 pin ahead. Also at 183, Rina Asada from Japan. Josie Ernest plus 185. Josie and Rena all done with bowling. Not forever, just for qualifying. Tania Falbo just ahead of the line, plus 186. We mentioned Stephanie Schwartz. She's all the way up to plus 217 now. She was minus 74 after day one. Impressive bowling from the soon-to-be junior at Stephen F. Austin.
Good example of a future of the sport is Stephanie Schwartz. But she came across our featured pairs yesterday and bowled a good game as well. She was on her way then and had a good day, of course, yesterday, and has carried that into today. Got off to a great start earlier, as a matter of fact, on our featured pair. So,
yep, she was in the 240s to start, so it's parlayed. A good word for Vegas. Parlayed that good start with continued success.
good shot there from Samantha Shaden. That strike in the sixth, trying to get something going. After the open in the fifth, sandwiched in between a couple strikes. No help there on the Anderson shot.
Taking a look at some of the players just outside the cut line. Allie Ijams from Wichita. She was in B squad, so she's all done. She's at plus 180. Kelly Callahan, right here in Las Vegas, still bowling A squad, plus 179. Juliana Franco of B squad, plus 178. Kayla Johnson of A squad, plus 176. Rough day for Shannon O'Keefe. Went -5 for the day. She's at plus 175, so she's going to have to wait and see and hope the number drops a little bit here. Scroll down a little bit further for A squad. Jacqueline Carbonetto. At plus 137, she's in 77th, so she's got to make up 50 plus pins in her final two games. Camilla Dahmers, plus 131. Sandra Gongora, plus 126. So definitely can get there with some big games, but got your work cut out for you if you're right around there. I think at this juncture, if to go out on a guess, I would think plus 200 would be safe if you got there. But not a psychic. I'm just
Maybe you are.
I didn't even realize it all along. I could stay out here in Vegas as a have an extra gig, but
Well, you already live here, so you can parlay that.
hey, look at this guy. We mentioned Katie Ann Soap Schroeder, excuse me, having a big block so far, 732. She's at plus 215. Classic form of Anne-Marie Dugan. She started with a pair of 170s, but still well within the cut at plus 218. Carolyn Dorn Ballard, always a force to be reckoned with, plus 225. Rough day for Tish Johnson, which is a little surprising after what we saw the previous day. She only had 938 for her 5 games, dropped to plus 228.
Yeah, Tish started slow this morning. Out the gate shot 168. Certainly not what we had been seeing from her, and I'm sure perhaps she didn't see the same look on the lanes as well, which contributed to her block today.
I don't know if anyone has summoned Jason Thomas, but we have 8 in a row over on 39 and 40. Narelle Baker. Was mine? Nope. Spoke too soon. I pulled the Jason Thomas, if you will, and she split in frame number 9, but can still get to plus 4 today. Brianna Cote, 269 in game number 4. Stephanie Schwartz, just another ho-hum 246. She's at plus 198 now for the day. That's a lot of striking. Whole lot of striking going on. The bad puns continue. Got to see earlier our round 1 and round 2 leaders get awarded with a special trophy for their performance. So Stephanie certainly in the mix for that here. The overall top qualifier, which we already know, Birgit Poplar from Germany. She's going to get an award as well for her excellent bowling through 15 games, near historic effort. Still pretty historic, but CDB says nay. The most historic here for qualifying ever. I remember that performance in El Paso because I got to talk to her after each day. There were a lot of strikes just in general that week. A lot of perfect games. Very fun to watch. For some reason, I don't know why I'm thinking it, because it still doesn't sound right if it's what I'm thinking, but Clara Guerrero shot a perfect game in El Paso during the Queens in 2010, and for some reason I feel she said that was her first 300 ever. Which I still can't believe it, even though I'm saying it right now, and for some reason it's in the back of my head that she said that, but the random stuff that stays up there.
Great performances certainly tend to be remembered, especially when you were involved in some capacity. In our case, you got to witness, watch, and then write about said performances.
Trista has a chance to get to 226 over on 27 and 28. (25 and 26) is continuing to be tricky here.
Yeah, let's look ahead to who will be on this pair. Looks like Marianne Clausen, Esther Chia, Michelle Dragon, and Narelle Baker. See if they are near the cut line, because this pair is indeed a little tricky, I think.
Kayla finishes with a strike, gets to 171. Shanteka can still get to 185. So can Shaden. Final few shots of game 4, and then our final game of the day and of qualifying, as we draw closer and closer to the match play portion of the event starting tomorrow. Be a little bit later than we have been starting today, so they'll be at noon Eastern instead of 11 Eastern. 9 a.m. local time with the first round of winners bracket matches. Just behind us and to the right, we have the big board, if you will. It's so big that we needed 2 of them for 64 players. Penmanship will be at a premium for who is ever deemed with that responsibility. Wonder if they have auditions for that, like.
That's a good question. I would not volunteer.
Not gonna lie, I have fantastic penmanship. I'm just throwing it out there.
I like that confidence.
It's one of the very few things I do have confidence in.
Put your penmanship up against some of the best.
Be sloppy at times, but when it needs to be good, it's quality stuff. Take a look at a few of the pairs finishing up to our left. These players make their final move. There is Kitty Ann Sop-Schroeder. Not the game she was hoping for. Could have gotten that one to get into the 180s. So after a 750 plus start, gonna give some of those pins back.
Michelle Draken, Mary Wells, Norrell Baker, and Angelica Green. Be on 27 and 28.
Since we have a moment before 25 and 6 gets underway, let's take this opportunity to thank our gold industry partners, Columbia 300, Hammer, Kegel, and Storm. Big thanks to them for their continued support. Of great events like these.
You mentioned Stephanie Johnson earlier, Aaron, and she is off just to our right on 29 and 30. Off to a good start there with a quick double. Let's take a look at the updated standings when they're available. She is 91 over. See where that puts her. Final game of qualifying right now.
Yeah, she had a big last game running because she was only plus 12 after 3. She was outside the number. She was in 91st, plus 99. So gonna be close. See if the Team USA member can find the right look one more time to get back into the field of 64. Total of 88 players will get a check this week, so that's also a number some folks I'm sure will be looking at. '88th currently belongs to Maria Jose Rodriguez. Has one to go. She's at plus 107, so definitely a number in the area for a few of these folks. Also over on 29 and 30, Kayla Bandy's had a nice day. Looking for a big final game, but a pair of spares out of the gates. Jessica Ieza, Marianne Clausen, Esther Chia, and Mandy Forner. Making the move to 25 and 26. Esther having a nice day so far, plus 111. Tough break for Jessica in the second. Left-hander leaves the 6-8. Stephanie Johnson starts with 4 in a row. Once again on the outside the number. It appears heading into the final game. We're still waiting for standings through 4, but Stephanie Johnson, 1 pair to our right, 5 in a row. Over on 29 and 30. Kind of excited to see the standings here soon. See what that number is looking like. Leanne Holstenberg also on that pair, well within the number already. Hall of Famer's been coasting. Final push for the top 64. Final game of qualifying. Field of more than 250 of the top players from around the world making their way here to Las Vegas. Now just one game and we'll know who's making it to the big show. We have standings through 4. Jenny Wegner plus 398 in 3rd place overall. Kelly Kulik plus 382 in 5th. Leanne Holzenberg jumping up quite a bit. She's a plus 315 and 13th overall. Lee Jane Sin plus 313 in 14th. Dasha Kovalova plus 310 in 15th. Laura Plazas plus 304. 17th. Holly Ann Johansson plus 302. Sydney Brummett plus 295 in 23rd. Shan Pluhowski moving up plus 291. And there's some of the top competitors from A Squad in the overall standings. We mentioned Stephanie Schwartz. She's up to plus 263 now. She's moved into the top half of the bracket, now in 30th. The big anticipation, though, what is the number for 64th? Stephanie Johnson actually moved into a tie with that big 279 last game. Her and Juliana Franco currently the number at plus 178, so it actually dropped from the last game. Ellie James was the first one out. She's now in 62nd at plus 180. Shannon O'Keefe moves up a little bit closer. She's in 66th now. Yowza. Let's see who else is close. Tania Falbo drops out of the cut line. She is at plus 169 with 1 to go. Siswani Sahar from Malaysia also at plus 169. She's had some struggles the past few games. Camilla Dahmers from Aruba plus 164. In 72nd, Jody Wessner plus 161. She's had a rough last 3 games as well in 70. I think I said 73rd. Yep. Kayla Johnson plus 157 in 75th. So that number's moving. First folks ahead of it still bowling. Kelly Callahan at plus 179 in 63rd. Christina Mickelson plus 183. And a tie for 60th. Scrolling down to the cash number. Currently at plus 108. Jessica Millot, member of the McKendree University bowling program. Esther on our featured pair, just outside the cash line. She's at plus 104 overall. So looking to get to 205 and better. Also bowling on this squad just outside the number, Angie Ramirez, plus 101. Karen Boyd, plus 101. Michelle Maley and Sierra Kanimoto at plus 89. Norelle Baker, plus 86. Just had a big last game. So definitely a lot of moving and shaking going around here. To get into the cash, get into the cut.
Of course, I'm sure you mentioned as I stepped away briefly, Stephanie just continuing the run here, trying to ensure her spot in match play and trying to do it in dramatic fashion.
I think she's good.
The potential icing on the cake.
Was tied for 64th.
I tell you, Stephanie is certainly she's not the bowler you'd like to see in that last grouping near that cut line. She's just somebody you wouldn't want to face in match play out the gate.
And here's the crazy part, looking at her stat line for the week. Her high game up until last game was her very first game of the tournament. 226. She's just been very steady. She hasn't given away, gotten into too much trouble as she leaves a split in frame 8, but big 4, but still should be in good shape to sneak in here, but 226, 222, 213, 203, 200, 215, 215, 214, 184, 195, 215, 192, 205, and then 279. So talk about just grinding away for 13 games, and then it was go time.
Some folks are able to turn it on. Not that she wasn't, of course, before. Taking, I'm sure what the lanes were allowing and grinding, sparing away. They got to some good pairs, and taking a look at what's happening now, she's playing the lanes a little different than what we are seeing from some of the other players here on this squad. She looks to have something with a little surface and is playing the outside portion of the lane, going right up boards. From our angle, looks like she's about that 5 area.
Definitely playing a more direct line. That comes with part of the versatility of making it through an event like this, and of course the versatility of being a longtime Team USA member and going through the process and winning medals on just about everything and anything. When it's not looking good, you sometimes got to go outside conventional wisdom, and it's certainly working here. She's going to have an opportunity to still get into the 250s this game.
There's a good shot for Angelica Green. Strike in the 7th frame.
You mentioned Kelly Callahan, one of the first ones in the number heading into this final game, and she's solidifying her spot as well. Had the front 6 before. Quite possibly the same thing. Stephanie, she's got a 6 split and a 2 up there. And a strike in the 8th, so well on her way.
Oh, did you see the 5-pin fall from Mary Wells finally? It took a little while. Spun around and finally took the dip, took the fall. There's some fans rooting on Narelle Baker on lane 27. Baker can get to 235 this game. She is currently 98th at plus 86. Would get her to 121, plus 121. And potentially into the cash line. She did not make the cut, the 64 player cut, but she'd certainly love to have a check. With 4 in a row. Now Stephanie Johnson finishes with 240. She will get to plus 218, and that should be more than enough. The last 2 games for Steph J, 279, 240 to ensure a match play appearance. Well done. Shell Dragon finishing off the 10th frame. Shot it, first opening shot in the 10th. There's Aiza, the southpaw. She'll get some carry. She is 3 under for the day. Like to finish her tournament strong. She's 103 under. Aiza with 5 in a row. Nice cover there for Esther Chia. We'll pick up the washout, having a good day. 111 over through 4. Six in a row now for Aiza. Darrell Baker, first one in the 10th on lane 28 from Australia. Again, cut line. Not attainable. Cash line, absolutely. Trying to get there. Oh, she'll take it. She will smile as well. Smiling always helps. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it, but that's what happens. Looks around, wondering where that's been. She has a strike in the 9th frame. Marianne Clausen to finish out the 10th. Baker finishes with 234. Mary Wells, she had the great carry working. Shot 262. 10 things on 27 and 28. Angelica Green 148. Shell Dragon 183. A very nice block for Mary Wells. She went plus 117 for 5 games. That may get married to the cash line, potentially. Aiza, 6-pin, first shot in the 10th frame. Before a strike to shoot 236. She'll go back-to-back 6-pin. A nice finish for Jessica. 235 to end her day. Folks, we are going to keep the cameras going in the case of any ties as the scores are calculated and the top 64 announced for match play. If there are any ties, we will have them for you, the roll-offs, right here in our featured pairs, if that is indeed the case. So we will keep it live in case of any ties that will need to be settled via a roll-off. Tin pin falls late for Esther. Mandy Fournier to finish it out for us here on 25 and 26. 3 in a row, looking for 4. And she will have it, 204 for Mandy to finish it out. Look to my right. It's like 1 pair, maybe 2 still going. Quick look to our left. We've got a couple pairs finishing up.
Okay, bowling fans, that wraps up qualifying in this year's
Qualifying
USBC
is
Queens.
officially
It's a great competition. We're going to tabulate our scores.
complete.
Just a reminder, our top 63 and defending champion Liz Johnson will all advance to match play beginning tomorrow. We will get our score sheets in order just as quickly as we possibly can. And we'll announce that top 64.
Again, we will keep the
Just a reminder to all non-cashers, there is a sweeper this evening, 7 p.m. Entries will be taken at 6 p.m. $50 to get in, 1 in 5 will cash.
We will keep our stream live so we can hear the top 64 announcement in case there are any ties that need to be settled. Again, your leader will be Birgit Poplar from Germany, beg your pardon, plus 601. Second highest 15-game block in USBC Queens history. We'll know the official standings momentarily. She is the top seed. Question is, of course, who got in? Who's in that 64th spot?
Also, for Japanese squad, you can expect bracket money at 6 pounds, behind lanes 35 and 36. Bracket money is available to be picked up.
Can I get Jason Thomas to the front desk, please? Jason Thomas to the front desk.
Again, folks, we are keeping the stream live, of course, just to await the official announcement of the top 64. If there is indeed a tie, needs to be taken care of course, by a roll-off. We will have that for you, so we want to make sure we keep things live in case that does happen. And right now, awaiting the final announcement of the top 64, the official standings in regards to who will make tomorrow's, well, not tomorrow's, but of course the double elimination match play bracket that will begin tomorrow and run through Thursday. Again, folks, we appreciate you staying with us. You're on Extra Frame, Bowl TV. Just awaiting the final announcement of the top 64. The rules state that there is a tie at the end of qualifying for the final position. We'll have a one-game roll-off. So we are just making sure that if that does happen or needs to take place, then we'll be ready to bring that to you. So we appreciate you staying with us, of course. For those who just want to check out the standings, you can certainly do that. Once they're updated, they'll be on bowl.com/Queens. Check out 2016 results. You can check out pwba.com/live as well. The recap of today's events will be on pwba and bowl.com also.
from A Squad. If you have not picked up bracket money at this time, you can do so now. Also, for those bowlers who did not cash, there is a non-casher sweeper tonight at 7 o'clock. It'll be on the low side, lanes 1 through 30. The entry fee is $50. 1 and 5 is a casher. We'll take entry starting at 6 o'clock, and it'll be on the fresh version of the tournament shop.
Okay, bowling fans, it is official. Our top 5 currently setting the pace, averaging better than 240 for 15 games. Bridget Poplar from Germany, great bowling, Bridget, congratulations, that's just fantastic. Top 5, Daria Pejak, Jenny Wagner, Shayna Ung, and Kelly Kulik round out the top 5. 64th place to make the cut to match play, including Liz Johnson. Josie Ernest plus 185 or better will advance to tomorrow's double elimination match play. Congratulations to all match play finalists. Just a reminder, roll call tomorrow morning for those in match play, 8:30 a.m. Squad will start promptly at 9. Our last cash spot down in 88th place, plus 116 or better. Plus 116 or better will also get checks. Congratulations, great bowling, and we will see you all tomorrow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you heard Tournament Director Damon Sirocco's announcement, the cut line, the 64th spot, including Liz Johnson, is Josie Ernest. Josie K. now in Nashville, Tennessee, of course, an assistant coach at Vanderbilt. Originally from Vandalia, Illinois. Your cut number at plus 185. Again, plus 185 is your cut line. So plus 185 and above. That'll be your top 64 tomorrow. Your cash line ended up being 88th at plus 116. So anything above plus 116, you earned a check for the USBC Queens. So if you had some folks you thought might have been on the bubble, of course, make sure you have or check the standings at pwba.com, bowl.com/Queens. Birgit Poplar, of course, from Germany, your top seed at plus 601. And Josie Ernest, 64th. At plus 185. So I think that'll do it for us here. No roll off, no tie. I think it was very close and wanted to double check all of the numbers. After it's all said and done, 64th, 185. So join us tomorrow as the double elimination match play competition begins at 9 a.m. local, noon Eastern. 64 players begin their quest to run through the match play bracket and hopefully earn a spot, one of the 5 spots in the televised stepladder final, which will be live Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. So we appreciate you all. Thanks for joining us today, yesterday, and Saturday. We will talk to you in the morning. For some of you, of course, tomorrow afternoon. For Jason Thomas and Aaron Smith, I'm Emil Williams Jr. saying so long from the Orleans Bowling Center. This is Bowl TV on Extra Frame. We will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great night, folks.